Hello everyone. Okay, so I'm going live like I told you I would with my top kind of 10 business tips for sales, recruiting, all of that kind of stuff. If any of you listened to that call recording that I did with another superstar directors team, it's the same thing that I did with that. I just wanted to make a video for you guys so that you could see this in case you didn't get a chance to listen to that recording. So I'm going to go over all of those things again. If you've already listened to it, then this is nothing new, but maybe you'll learn something or hear something that you didn't hear the first time if you did listen to that call. So number one, top 10 tips. Okay, so number one is to start by falling in love with the product. So you want to make sure that you love and that you know the product. You're not going to be able to do a very good job of selling it and convincing other people why they need it or how it will benefit them if you yourself do not love it and understand why someone could need it. So make sure that you're, relating with customers, make sure that you know the products well. If you don't have a certain product on hand, try it out. Maybe borrow it from another consultant or buy it when you have host rewards or something like that so that you can be able to relate from personal experience and kind of share with people why they might need it or how it might benefit them. Because what benefits one person might not benefit someone else. Someone else might need a totally different product. So make sure that you yourself are, falling in love with the product and understanding the product and everything like that. Number two is a technique called FAB. And I can't remember where I learned this or where I heard it, but it's FAB, and it stands for features, advantages, and benefits. So 3 consecutive steps for sales. First, you name the features and the attributes of your product or of your company. This can go for, getting people to join too. So, either one of those things. So first is features. Second is advantages, and that is just what the feature actually does. And then benefits is the last one. Features, advantages, benefits. So those 3 things are the FAB technique. Again, I don't know where I learned that or where I heard that, but I really like that. The benefits are obviously how the positive impacts that it can have on a customer, whether that be the product or why they should join, that kind of a thing. So often people aren't listening to customers' needs or to potential recruits' needs. And I think that is where a lot of people really, flub up on their words, or they miss out on an opportunity to get someone to join their team or to get someone to buy a product or to host a party, things like that, because you're not, listing out those benefits for them. You're not understanding what the advantages and what the benefits are to that person. So you really want to make sure that you know those things, why that person would need it, how that person can benefit, all of those kinds of things. Because without that, you're not going to be able to give them a very good pitch, let's be honest. Number 3, be a good listener. And this comes, I would say this is one of my biggest tips, because you want to make sure that you are listening to people, outside of Scentsy, listening to people that are already buying from you. Any little cues that you can pick up on, like, oh, I wish I could stay home more, or I wish I had more money, or I would love to get out and make some new friends. Little things like that are great clues to, prompting them to join, giving them that join conversation. And then other little things like, if someone's looking for the perfect gift for a holiday or a stocking stuffer, or I don't know, any sort of gift, a teacher gift or little things like that, for the dog sitter, anything like that, it should be going on in your mind. Oh my gosh, I should suggest Scentsy to her or to him, anything like that. You want to listen in on that stuff. So being a good listener is huge in this business for multiple reasons: selling, recruiting, and hosting. If someone says, oh, I want to buy, but I can't afford it, ding, 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 party, because they can earn it for free or half off. So those different kinds of things you should always, always, always be listening for. Number 4 is differentiate yourself. And I know that I talk about this a lot and I go over this a lot with you guys, but you want to be different than the person next door that's selling Scentsy. So you want to make yourself stand out. There's thousands of other people that sell Scentsy, but why is someone going to come to you to buy versus, the consultant down the street? You have to give them a reason that they want to buy or that they want to join your team specifically. So a great way to do this that I wrote down is to tell your personal story, because no one else is going to have that exact same story as you. Someone might have a similar story, but they are not you, so they are not going to be able to do that exact same story. No one is going to have that exact same feature or, you know, that exact same reason that you have. So I always tell people, you want to tell your story. You don't want to use someone else's story. You don't want to use someone else's post. Like, be yourself, be original, make sure you stand out, make sure you're different. Like, I always say, you want to think about when you're scrolling Facebook, is a flyer going to get your attention to buy something? Probably not. If you are not going to buy something from a flyer, why would you expect that someone else is going to buy something from a flyer that you post? So think about what is going to make you want to buy a product and try to do it that way. Excuse me. What else did I write down about that? Oh, higher level of customer service. So, I mean, obviously there's many, many ways that you can offer better customer service, but I would say right now in my business, about 80% of my sales or more are coming from repeat customers and not new customers. And that's because I take very, very good care of my customers. I make sure that I always send a thank you. Let me show you if you guys haven't seen it. I have thank you cards that I designed, and then I got these printed. I can't remember if I got these printed at Vistaprint or at Staples, but either way, I have thank you cards that I designed myself. It just says, you know, love your smells, brag and tag a photo, use waxbossmorgan and get $5 off your next order. Obviously, this is a personal special, so you don't want to be posting this publicly online, but, you know, in this personal mail, I can do that. I can tell them, and then how I would do that is just put the order in for them and give them the $5 off that way. It's got all my contact info, and then I sign every single one before it comes out. I also send a scent circle with it every single time for every single order. Even if a person orders 3 times a month, they're gonna get 3 thank you cards with a scent circle. And I stock up on scent circles when they're on sale with host rewards so that I'm not spending a bunch of money, because I don't want to make it so I'm spending more money than I'm making. So I always say, like, make sure, you know, you just invest a little bit back in at a time to the business instead of trying to like load up on a bunch of stuff all at once. What else do I do? So I do the thank you cards for customer loyalty. I do the scent of the month samples that I've showed you guys before. So anyone who's ordered from the last 3 months, I send them a scent of the month, and then on their 3rd month, they get the little card that says this is your last month, place another order if you want to keep getting free samples. You know, but that can even be just sending a personal email from Workstation. It doesn't have to be something where you're spending money to send them stuff. Like, obviously I think people really like that, but you know, even just a plain handwritten postcard, like if you just want to give them a handwritten postcard or a handwritten email, obviously not handwritten, but you get the point. You know, it doesn't have to cost money. You know, even things like sending them out an email with a tip for cleaning out their warmers or something like that. Something that's going to make you stand out from the rest. So people are like, oh, this is, you know, why I keep coming back to this person. And I think that also leads into the next one. For number 5 was follow-ups. So differentiating yourself again, like in those emails and stuff, giving them tips. You're always on their mind. And I think that's really, really important because people forget things. Like, you know, I forget things, you forget things, everybody forgets things. If I tell someone I'm going to order something, I know that I forget. So it's good when I get reminders. I know that I've purchased things from other direct selling companies and that person never ever follows up with me. So the next time that I go to order, I'm just going to order it from whoever I see, or whoever might be the first person that I see listing that, or from someone on Facebook Marketplace. I'm not going to think, oh, I need to go back to this person when they never followed up with me or anything. I have no ties to that person. I have no connection to that person. So follow-ups are so, so, so important. I know you guys have heard fortune is in the follow-up. So you want to make sure that you have a system for following up. And I know everyone who's talked to me on the coaching calls, I always tell you to get the app, Maven/Sell with Amy, however you say that now. The app obviously simplifies it for you. It makes it super, super simple. $8 a month. But it's a business write-off and it syncs automatically to Workstation, and it reminds you automatically to send thank you notes, thank you texts, you know, check in on their order, check in 2 months after, see if they need restocked or anything like that. I think too often people kind of give up after they hear no one time, but there's a statistic that says it takes 7 times for you to hear no from that person before they will end up buying or purchasing or joining. So don't give up after that first no. It just means it's not a good time now. It doesn't mean that it's going to be no forever. But also, you know, that good customer service is going to go a long ways because it's going to get you referrals. It's going to keep those people coming back to you. It's going to keep consistent customers. That kind of goes into like Scentsy Club too, you know, getting customers to want to sign up for a recurring subscription with you. That kind of customer service. If you're not using the app, you can use paper and pen. But obviously it makes it way harder and it's a lot more work for you, but I recommend getting those systems in place right away. So definitely getting a system in place for following up, even if it's your first day, if you just joined, you want to start that follow-up system so that you don't get too behind. Because for me, I had no follow-up system for the whole first year. And I know that there's so many people that I missed out on following up with that maybe would have joined or purchased or hosted or anything like that that I just never kept in touch with. And then, you know, there's also people that I saw buy from me that went and joined someone else in their Scentsy business because I never followed up with that person. And that's my own fault. Or they went and joined another direct sales company, not even another Scentsy person, but, you know, another direct sales company, just because I never followed up with them. I never checked in. I never cared to see if they were even interested. I never asked anything like that. So number 5 was follow-ups. Super, super important. Number 6, I know I always stress this too, but self-development. So to be successful in direct sales, you have to be willing to get outside of your comfort zone. And I think so much of that has to do with self-development, personal development, all of that kind of stuff. You know, just read a book or listen to a podcast or watch a training, something that's going to help you learn and become better, not just in your business, but just all around. I think that that's always super important because Scentsy is going to push you outside of your comfort zone for sure. Number 7, you want to make sure you are doing 80% income producing activities. So 100% of your Scentsy time, you want 80% of that time to be income producing activities. So if you only have 10 minutes to work on Scentsy, you want to make sure at least 8 minutes of that time you are working on the IPAs, income producing activities. So we all know how easy it is to get distracted, you know, by Facebook, YouTube, anything like that, TikTok, whatever you're looking at. It's easy to just get distracted and not realize how much time you're actually spending on that. And I know for myself, like I've really enjoyed using the screen tracker or screen time thing that they have on iPhones now, because you can see how much time you specifically spend on different apps, and it's really cool to see and really eye-opening. You can set limits too. Like if you set your limit at 2 hours for Facebook, it will cut you off and it'll be like you've reached your limit for Facebook today. So different things like that. But you know, if we're listening to trainings but they're not doing anything with the training, then that would be considered a fluffer, and it's probably not the best use of your time. If you're just watching trainings trying to get motivated, maybe not the best use. Maybe you should be doing something else. You know, if you are someone who's super busy and only has a limited amount of time to work on Scentsy, you want to make sure that you're doing things like reaching out to new prospects, asking people to try a product, following up with people that you've contacted in the past, doing parties, being out networking, meeting new people, things like that. Those are the kinds of activities that are going to get you to where you want to be, rather than like making samples is great, but then never handing them out. It doesn't do anything for you. So obviously that hour or 2 that you just spent making samples was a big waste of time if you're not going to actually go out and hand those out and talk to those people. Number 8, social media. So social media is obviously really powerful, as we all know. I always suggest that people pick a platform and stick to that. You don't want to get stretched too thin. You don't want to try to be all over everywhere all at one time. So you don't want to try and be doing Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, what else? What other apps? I don't know. But, you know, all the different kinds of social media that you can do. Try and pick one until you get really, really good at that one platform. The rule of thumb is 70% personal and 30% business. So you don't want to be one of those people. I do have a business Instagram Scentsy page where I just post Scentsy things and that's it. But I know that those people are coming there to be spammed for Scentsy. But on my personal Instagram, you want it to be 70% business, 70% personal, 30% business. You want to be a person of value. People don't want to just see the products that you're selling, because people are coming to you to buy from you specifically. So you want to make sure that you're posting things that are going to bring them in, they're going to draw them in. I always try and tell people stay away from posting about politics. Stay away from posting negativity, anything like that. Like, people don't want to see that on your social media, and you could be turning away some potential customers or potential hosts or anything like that. Obviously do what you want, but that's just my recommendation, is like, there's a time and a place for that, and necessarily on your, you know, public stuff where you're also posting about your business is probably not the place to be posting those kinds of things. And always have a call to action at the end of your post. So if you're posting a picture or a video or something, that means you want to ask a question at the end so that it will start getting people engaged in that picture or in that video, so they have something to answer. Ask for feedback, like, hey, should I pick number 1 or number 2? What do you think? Something that's really going to start getting people engaged and that kind of stuff. And also, the biggest thing I always try and tell people too is you never know who is watching, even if they're not commenting or liking on your posts. I can't stress this one enough, because there's so often that people are like, well, nobody's interacting, nobody's doing this. And I'm like, disregard likes, disregard comments, like any of that. There are people that are watching that you don't know that are watching that might come out of the woodwork later on. Like, I've had people who I had no idea even knew that I sold Scentsy come out and be like, yeah, I've been watching you for a while, and I think I want to join now. I think I want to, you know, sign up, or I think I want to host a party, or hey, can I buy this thing? So you never know who is watching, who you might get a message from months later. They're watching because they want to see you stick with it. They want to see that you actually use the products yourself. They want to see that it's working for you. They want to see that you're not giving up either, because it's like, well, why would I go join their team and then they're just going to give up like 3 months later? They want to see that it's something that you're passionate about and that you are sticking with, and not just, you know, moving on to the next best thing. Number 9 is keep it moving. So this is always super important too. You don't want to spend, this is something I would say that I didn't do right the first year probably of my business. And I think it's hard for everyone in their first year of business, because you don't know all of the ways to kind of expand your business right out of the gate. And so you're so set on a certain customer or a certain recruit that you spend all of your time waiting for that one person to sign up. So don't spend all of your time waiting on that one potential team member or that one person who shows interest in buying your product, because you could be overlooking someone else since all of your energy is on that one person. And then obviously you don't want to be in a situation where you've wasted all of your time on this person and they don't sign up, or they don't buy, or they don't join. And now you've wasted all your time, and you know, you'll feel disappointed, and it's like, you know, then you won't know who you missed out on, or who else you could have been talking to, things like that. So create a balance. Sorry, I should have brought water in here. Create a balance between everyone who's interested and in your business opportunity, in buying products, different things like that. If they join, great. If they don't, great. They might later on. Like, keep them in mind. Follow up later on. That kind of goes on with your list of 100 too. I've been telling people that this as well. Like, your list of 100, you don't want it to just be a one-time list that you make and then you never touch it again. Think of it more as like a master list that you're always going to be adding to. So anyone that you ever talk to about joining or hosting or buying, you want to put them on a list where you can constantly follow back up with them, because again, going back to earlier on this list, follow-up is so important. And number 10, never give up. So this is, I would say, one of my biggest tips as well. I feel like these are all really big tips, but number 10, if you ask anyone who is successful in any direct sales business, I'm sure that they're going to tell you to never give up, even when it feels like you might be at the bottom and like you can't do this. I posted something on my Instagram page yesterday about how the journey of an entrepreneur, it's like this, like you're up and then you're down and then you're up and then you're down and then you're up and then you're down. Also, you guys feel free to, like, if I post something on Instagram or Facebook or something like that, if it doesn't have my name on it, feel free to use it. I do put my name on my actual pictures myself, so that the pictures I take myself, but anything else, if it doesn't have my name on it, feel free to use it. Persistence pays off. Consistency pays off. You're going to experience your fair share of rejections. You're going to experience your fair share of negativity, anything like that, before you will succeed. Anyone. Like, you know, I have heard no, I don't know how many times, but if I gave up every time that I heard no, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be in this business anymore. I wouldn't have reached Superstar Director. I wouldn't have gotten here. So you want to make sure that you always keep positive. That's something I've been working on myself, and I hope that I can work on it with you guys as well, is turning everything into a positive, like flipping it around. You know, there's always a way to figure out how to turn something into a positive instead of a negative in this business, I think. And I think that's something that always needs worked on by everybody. You know, nobody's perfect at any time. But if you throw in the towel, you're never going to know how close you were to like striking gold. Or, you know, too many inexperienced salespeople, you know, you'll call 1 or 2 prospects and then you'll give up if you don't get immediate results. And this business is not overnight. This business is not you know, a 1 month thing even. Like, it's going to take a little while to build up, because it's like a plant. You have to plant the seed, you have to water it, you have to watch it grow before you're going to see the flower on that plant. So you have to give it some time. It's not right away. And don't think if you're not seeing results right away that you're doing something wrong, because you're not. If you're putting in the work and you're doing those things, you're going to get there. Your flower just hasn't grown yet. So don't think that, you know, you're getting chopped off or you're doing something wrong, anything like that. It takes time for people to grow confidence in you. It takes time for people to grow confidence in your product. Just like I said earlier, people want to buy from someone that they know, that they trust, that they know the product works for them, they know they use the product, etc. Most of your business in the future is going to be from repeat customers. So, you know, keep that in mind again with those follow-ups and with the customer service and all of that. All of these 10 tips kind of like mesh into one. I feel like they all kind of tie in together. So all of this is super, super important. You know, even retail establishments, like a retail establishment is going to lose business if they don't have repeat customers. Any worthwhile endeavor is gonna, you know, require some effort. So just keep that in mind. Let's see if I had any other notes. Amount of money that you make is obviously directly proportional to the effort that you put forth. But like I said, don't think if you don't see the results that you're wanting overnight or in the first month that you're doing something wrong. You're not. Your flower has to grow, you guys. It has to grow. You have to plant that seed. It has to grow. Jessie, who is a director with us now, I always use her as an example, but I think that she talked to me for 6+ months before she finally ended up joining. And I know she was rocking and rolling right out the gate. And then, you know, life got crazy. Things got crazy. And I didn't know if she even wanted to do this anymore. Sorry, Jessie, I'm calling you out. But, and look at her now. Like, she hit director. She also just earned the trip, I know, as of last night. So congratulations. You know, so don't think like it's a super quick thing. It's not, but you will get there, you guys. You just have to let that flower grow. I cannot stress that enough. So many people, they give up after 3 months or after 6 months or after a year, even they give up. I always say you need to give, and this goes for any direct selling company, you need to give it at least a year for you to really, really see the results of the work that you've put in. And I know that maybe is not what you want to hear, but I'm just going to tell you the truth. Like, it's not going to happen super, super quick. You know, you can have those small victories along the way, but that big goal that you have, you're going to have to give it some time. You know, of course, you're going to be able to shout out little victories along the way and those kinds of things. Page hit director in a year. You know, if those are your goals, just look at other people and kind of see what they're doing. Don't copy them, because again, you don't want to be someone else. You want to be yourself, but look at what they're doing, because those people who are where you want to be are doing the things that you need to be doing if you want to be in that spot. You know, reach out to people who support you. Get people on your side that support you. You can, you know, work this business with a team. You can work this business with a leader. You can have mentors within this business. And I think that's one of the great things about Scentsy is you're not doing this alone, regardless of whether or not your family supports you, regardless of whether or not your friends support you. They think it's a pyramid scheme. They think it's this or that, you know, why can't they just use their Walmart warmer or whatever the case might be? There's going to be someone out there to support you. So reach out to your sponsor, reach out to your teammates, reach out to me, anyone else on the team. We are here to grow as a team and to grow and support each other. So you are never, never alone in this business. Please do not think that. Chances are that, you know, the people who are in the places that you want to be in this business have been where you've been before. I didn't hit certified for I think 4 months into my business. I didn't take it very seriously. I think I maybe sold like $100 in my first 30 days. Maybe, I don't even remember. I did not take it seriously though at all. So, you know, most of us have been where you've been, so you're not alone. Talk to one of us, like we can maybe help you get through that dark spot. If you're in a dark spot with your business, if you feel like you're low in your business, don't give up. You know, just keep going, that's all I can say. So again, just to kind of recap all 10 of those, I'll go through them really quick again. Number 1 was start by falling in love with the product. Number 2 was that FAB method, features, advantages, benefits. Number 3, be a good listener. 4, differentiate yourself. 5, follow up. 6, self-development. 7, 80% income producing activity. 8, social media. 9, keep it moving. And 10, never give up. So if any of you have any questions, please let me know. Don't hesitate to reach out. And happy Saturday. And I hope you all have a great February. January is wonderful. So let's enjoy February. Let's make it great. And that's all I got. Okay, bye.